It's Mohim for Boxing Domination, and today I'm joined by the one and only, the legend himself, Dominic Negus, ahead of BKB 35, which is just days away. Dominic, first of all, how's life treating you?
Oh, been up and down a little bit, mate. Got myself with a bit of grief, haven't I? I don't know if you've seen the tabloids lately about the John Fury thing. I was out in Saudi. I was doing a bit of an interview for a paper, and they quote, listen, it wasn't a misquote, I did say it, but it wasn't supposed to be in that context, you know what I mean? I wasn't having a dig. It was just like, you know what I mean? I said today I did a little, not a podcast, you know, like a little bit of a thing about BKB saying, it's just saying, listen, you know, I just thought John Fury, I don't know, man, let's hope that being, I don't upset no one, but you're not very classy, is he? Come on, you know what I mean? It's like you're dealing with, you know, you're there talking with Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson, to me, is probably one of the greatest fighters in our era. I mean, he ain't up there with Ali, but he's not far behind. And then you got him jumping about like a loon pot in front of him, taking his top off. Now, Mo, would he have done that to that fella 15 years ago? Mate, you would have, mate, you could, mate. And I said it on my thing today. I'm not going to, this ain't about the John Fury. If you listen, we're talking about, I just want to get off my chest a little bit because I feel like I've been hung out to dry a little bit with certain things. And one thing you'll get to know about me, I say what's on my mind. And I just thought, listen, 10, 15 years ago, if you'd done that to Mike Tyson, don't care how many security, but we would have all had our hands full. Do you know what I'm saying? And John would have lasted 2 seconds. You know, you're dealing with one of the most dangerous men in the world there. And I'm glad he's probably, you know, he thought he was a bit funny. But you could see in his face he was embarrassed. Do you know what I mean? And also, I put a quote out in the paper, just like, you know, again, you get to know me, my mates, it's just something you would have said, go, look, bloody old John needs his nappy changing, you know what I mean? And that's all it was. And of course, it's made headline news, hasn't it? And it wasn't supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be talking about BKB. But listen, it is what it is. And then we just got on with it. And BKB is on Saturday. And it's coming. And it's going to be explosive. And it's different. It's very different. It's going to be... I'm sorry, I don't know what's happening now. Hold on. I've lost you. Sorry.
Hold
on. I don't know what's happening there, mate. Oh, here we go. Sorry. Go on, mate. Sorry. Yeah. It's something different for me. And it's going to, you know, perhaps it's out of my comfort zone a little bit in a way. I mean, listen, I've boxed, as you know, I've boxed for a lot of years. I've done most contact sports. And it's, you know, of course, people saying, are you nervous? Yeah, of course I'm nervous. Listen, I'm 53 years old. I mean, look at this face. Look at this good-looking face. You know, I mean, I'll put out some new teeth on Monday. You know? But no, listen, it's good. I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be, I think it's all about testing, finding about myself, Mo. This is what it's all about. It's finding about who I really am. You know, perhaps I should have done it 30 years ago, but it's now. I got backed in the corner with something was said, and it's done now. And they talk about that too much. But Tony said it just kind of made me look at myself a little bit. And now I need to just, I'm thinking of it, you know, it's like the old Rocky thing. I'm exercising the demons. I've got a lot of shit in my basement. I don't think we've got enough time to talk about my basement.
That's for next time when we meet.
Look, next time when we meet, you're getting a big cuddle, mate. You know what I mean? Because, you know, as we said yesterday, you were told a few things about me from the past, which were true, you're never going to hear me deny things. I'm not a liar. I know where I was years ago, and I always say it, a few years ago, like 20 years ago, before my daughter was born, I wasn't the most gracious of people. I wouldn't say I was arrogant. I wouldn't say I had a chip on my shoulder. I said I'd have a bag of spuds. You know what I mean? I had a bit of a bad attitude. And I just spoke. Someone said to me, they were talking about day, because where we were brought up, it was the bullies become, or the bullied become the bullies. And that's what kind of happened a little bit with me, you know what I mean, growing up. We never had the easiest of childhoods, you know what I mean? You know, family life was great, but childhood was a bit different. So, and, you know, they said, what's the old saying? You suffer from the sins of your father. So it's just the way we were brought up. And it's, you know, but I say my daughter come along and she completely changed me, you know. And, you know, I owe my daughter so much. And, you know, she's a good girl, you know. She ain't very happy about me fighting Saturday, put it like that. So, but I just said that's why she's not there. She's seen me box a couple of times, which is great. But I said, babe, you you can't come to this one. This ain't for you. So, you know, this is last of the gladiators. This one, you know what I mean? This is like, you know, it's gonna be, it's gonna be explosive. So it is what it is, Mo.
I think for me personally, I'm very happy to, I'm very happy and sad at the same time to see you because, of course, in terms of seeing you fight at an age past 50, it is a bit concerning. Of course, that's the concerning side. But the reason why I'm really happy is because I remember your fights that you were cool back in the day. Those were crazy. And for me to witness you fight in BKB,
Mo,
that's even more
I feel
real.
honoured. I feel honoured. I'm not just saying it. Listen, you've either got a really good memory or you've been watching a lot of YouTube.
Mainly YouTube, mainly, yeah.
Yeah. People say that, don't they? I mean, I just do you remember Michael Sprott?
Yeah.
And what a great fighter. And he just before we come, he just sent me a lovely text saying age is just a number. Listen, I totally get it. You know, Jim like Freeman, he took me on, you know, I said, let's do this, you know, and I'm not just saying it. And what's happened Saturday? It's a sellout show. And why is that? You know. Well, I'm not just saying it. I hope so. It's going to be a lot of noise there. There's going to be a lot 100%. Of noise there. You know, and it's you know, the biggest thing I'm worried about is supposed to let myself down. We all do that. You know, I've these men. No, we're talking like fighters. I don't care. You know, we're being honest. It's like I have these mad things. Like getting to ring the bell. Right? I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like these mad things. You think, when you just go, bing, bing, you go like that. You go, what do I do now? You know what I mean? So listen, but you know, listen, when that bell goes, you'll be, and it's off. It's going to be off, ain't it? It's, you know, listen, are some great nights at York Hall. Gifted to a boxer. Shared the ring with total world-class fighters. And there's the urban legend, or whatever you want to know. I ruined my career. I was too busy being, I would say the C word, but I just had to be a very, you know, I just played the fool, didn't I? Got involved with things I shouldn't have got involved in, and it ruined my career, really. So, you know, and it's just like, this is for me, is kind of like the final kind of hurdle, just to, you know, I feel honoured to be fighting, you know what I mean? It's like, it's lovely. It's, you know, I've got myself in half decent. Listen, I'm not 28 anymore. I wish I was at the figure, you know, I'm a big old bear now. You know what I mean? Where I was like 14 stone. Then I went to everywhere. I put about 19 stone. You know, I'm a big old unit. You know what I mean? But one thing I do, I punch like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I know that. So sorry, we're not allowed to swear, mate.
No. Swear's fine.
No, but, you know, one thing I've been gifted always is, you know, is my power. You know, I've always had a good knockout ratio. But, you know, there's a lot of concern. My family, like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? It's just something I think I just need to do. You know, and again, it's what a platform. I mean, like, you know, I've been to a lot of shows. I was with Chad Simmons for a couple of his fights. And then obviously Kevin Greenwood. Kevin Greenwood's one of my, I wouldn't say my boy, he's a man of his own stature. And he's a very, very, very close friend.
Absolutely love him. Absolutely love Kevin. Love him to bits.
Listen, he's a true gent. He's a true gent. And I'm swearing out, that's one hard motherfucker. People don't realise, because he's a good-looking bloke as well. And that gives him the shits and all, you know what I mean? I've got a face mate with radio. You know, you turn it on, we won't matter, would it? But, yeah, Kevin's such an humble guy. And he's had a tough, you know, so he's been brought up. I see a little interview he did, I think it was the other day, and he was just talking about, you know, like the bare knuckle thing. And he's had a lot of outside activity, put it like that, growing up. He used to be a top figure out in Tenerife doing the doors when I was running a mock out there. He was a bit younger than me, but he was known as the Turk. And he was like, you know, you forget, like, he was a world-class karate champion. You know, people don't realise that about him. Listen, he's very good, mate. He's one thing about him, he's very loyal. There ain't very many people like that. Like, you know, it's always nice to know that people have got your back when you're not there. They're the ones that count, and he's one of them. I've only got probably about. Listen, as you know, mate, you see I've got loads and loads and loads of friends. But you've only got half a dozen that would really stand by you when the shit is the fan. And listen, just like the shit's been hitting my fans, you know, I think my fans broken. You know? But no, but he can't wait to get back in there. He can't wait. I think he's out. Is it January? There's a show.
January against Brad Scott rematch. Yeah,
I think he's on that, and he can't wait. He would have fought he would have fought on Saturday if he could have, you know. But I think they were trying to get him some other big fight. There was on about a world title fight, the rematch with what's his name, the fellow, which was a great fight, you know. And he's it's I don't know. She kept talking, it makes me feel like kind of a bit like it's nearly time, ain't it? So, but it's gonna be a good night, and I just want to. I was trying to get in, do the job, and get out, and then let me get back on with my life a little bit. You know, this is kind of taken over for the last couple of months. You know, so but it's all good, and it's gonna be a good night.
So I'm going to do a quick recap. So we are under a week away from the fight. I'm going to just quickly do a recap, and then I'm going to ask a real quick question. So main event: Jimmy Sweeney versus
great fight, another great fight. Oh my God, I've been watching these boys lately. Because if I'm being honest, I wasn't too much into the bare knuckle. It never really appealed to me. If I'm being honest, it doesn't. I mean, I shouldn't be talking about sport I'm getting involved in. But and then I started watching it. There's some class acts on this BKB. You know, I mean, one of my good pals, I don't know what's going on with him, was Tyler Goodjohn.
Yeah.
Now that's one odd man.
He went to BKFC and retired.
Yeah, I see something that's going on out there, but I always remember, and he showed me the light a little bit, you know. And that's a tough boy, you know. I mean, and you meet he's a great fellow as well, you know. And again, like saying with Kevin, he's just, you know, there's some class boy like Jimmy Sweeney. He's a class act, you know. I mean, he's a great fighter.
6 fantastic fights, of course. Sweeney, Churcher, Mills, Hobley, the return of the power couple, Matilda and Liam Wilson, the bare knuckle couple, they're fighting as well. Barrett versus Nasdaq, and of course your opponent Andre Lovli from Norway. How much do you know of?
Listen, I'll be honest with you. Start something about him, I'll shut you down because I don't need to know. I don't need to know anything, but he's got to worry about what I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to say. I don't care if he comes in that ring doing backflips, whatever. When the bell rings, all best play to mice and men. When that bell rings, it's going to be what it's going to be. And I'm ready for 6 minutes of mayhem. If the shit's going to hit the fan, again, I said it, I've had it going lately, so I broke my fan, so I'm going to be ready for it. I've seen a couple of his fights. I've seen a couple of wins, couple of losses. You know what I mean? All I know is if I can get him on the chin, mate, see you later. You know what I mean? Now I want to go home. I want to get home. And if I'm getting close, listen, one thing about it, and you know a bit about, I respect everybody that gets in. I'm not trained the way I've trained if I thought this man was a wally. You know, and I know how dangerous his sport is, and I know it only takes one shot from anywhere. You know, I mean, so I could go to the boom, and that's how it is in this sport. You know what I mean? You know, just keep me. I know all I'm going to do is, well, I know what I've got to do. See, you're trying to get it out of me, Mo. You're trying to get it out of me.
Don't give the
it's a great bill. It's a great. I mean, I wish I'd been as well. I wish I was going to watch half of them. You know, I mean, what's his name? Is it Nobley? You said.
Hobley.
Yeah, Hobley. Sorry, Mr. Hobley. I wasn't being rude. I've seen a couple of his. That's a game boy. He's a game fighter. You know what I mean? Because he's. I mean, what's he, a cruiserweight though, isn't he? You know what I mean?
I think he's a heavyweight.
Oh, yeah. Could be interesting. Listen, I don't look past Saturday. Let me get Saturday out of the way for it. Because everyone's going, this is the only one you're going to do. And I'm going, yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. Of course it is. Let's see what happens. You know, I mean, I don't want to mug myself off, but I'm just going to, let me get out there and do what I've got to do. You know, I won't say I'll have a drink with him afterwards because I haven't had a drink for 5 years. So we sit there, perhaps we'll have a coffee together and we'll see what happens. You know what I mean?
So Dom, quick 2 questions one of them was which I asked Joe Brown, and Joe Brown sort of said that's never going to happen in BKB. But in terms of a fantasy matchup, I think this is really good, and this is where your name comes in. So Misfits Boxing, which is a YouTuber, they started doing tag team boxing matches. So I was thinking, what if it's tag team fight? It was Kevin Greenwood and Dom Negus versus John Fury and Brad Scott.
I'm all over it like a motherfucker. Mate, I'm there. You know what I mean? And if we had this conversation today. Listen, I'm not jumping on a bandwagon. I mean, my good pal Mickey Theo, he'd be with me in the corner. And the thing there. I'm not trying to nick the fight off for Mickey because Mickey would fight that John Theo all day long. And I always said it. What you forget about Mickey, what people don't realise. Oh my God, that man can fight. You don't realise. People do not realise how good that man. Because he never turned pro, never did. He was too busy competing as a top class bodybuilder. Man has to be respected. I promise you that. But it'll be, you can make that though. Me and Kevin against him. I'll have that all day long. Imagine that. It'll be great. I won't be letting Kevin in the ring though. I'll be staying in the ring.
I came up with this idea to Joe Brown, but you know what? Maybe on Saturday I'm going to mention it in front of you. Hopefully you stand next to me when I mention it, and I'll mention it on an interview.
Yeah, mate. Listen, I'm there. Listen, if I never help you, mate,
it'll be a great pay-per-view, guys. Great pay-per-view.
Well, listen, I think me and John Fury would be a great fight. Gloves on, gloves off,
Easy.
Whatever.
Easy sellout.
That's what I'm saying. We said about the Mickey Theo thing, you know what I mean? But people going, Dom, why don't you put up for it? You know what I mean? Look, listen, I maybe not Mike Tyson, but I can sell a fucking venue out. You know what I'm saying? It's like me and him. And listen, don't get me wrong, you know, everyone's about charity. Listen, at the moment, charity kids are home with me. You know, I mean, I've got bills to pay. I've got to think, I wouldn't be doing it for the fun of it. But if they offer me a fight with John Fury, do you think I'll turn that down? I don't think so. You know what I mean? Do not think so.
I won't turn it down if it's enough money.
Yeah. But again, it is really weird. It's like with this fight, okay, we're not talking about money, but Saturday's not about money either. You know, it's not, if I'm never fighting. It's about, but it's about your ego. It's not about my ego. It's just something I think I need to do. You know, he said the Rocky scene, and he got stuff in the basement. Oh, my basement's packed. If you spent the weekend, you never get through half of it. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I've got so many demons in my closet. It's just, you'd thought at 53, people going back at 53, shouldn't you be kind of, you know, getting over the things? But it all depends what kind of, call it trauma, what kind of traumatic life you've had. You know, listen, a majority of the stuff was down to my own doing. I totally agree with that. But then also you can't odds your upbringing. My upbringing was great, don't get me wrong, but my mum and dad was super fantastic. I'm forever, if I could be half the man my dad was, I'll be a lucky person. But these things happen in your life that kind of scar you for life. But, you know, before I start, I'm just going to have a drink of my hype drink.
Go for it.
Hype, the way forward, hype. Ooh, very nice. I'll get there now. But no, it is. I mean, it's, yeah. I mean, it just is what it is, Mo. And it's kind of, you know, you look at a lot of people. Do you know what? I've got a lot of time for. Actually, you forgot him. He's fighting. Paul Hiltz is fighting. Isn't he?
Love Paul Hiltz. Yeah,
that's one tough son of a gun, and he's a good pal of mine. And I was talking to him the other day, and it's great that we're on the same. But I feel privileged that I'm on his bill. Listen, I'm just a baby. I'm the oldest baby on the firm, but I'm the new kid on the block. You know what I mean? So I'm the new kid on the block. You know what I mean? And it's like I'm looking at these people, and I'm not in awe, but I'm thinking, bloody hell, it's like, you know, there's people that you know, there's a lot of them, most of them are like 20 years younger than me. You know what I mean? And it's like you look at them, and they probably I'll have to get in the ring with a bloody wheelchair or something, you know, a stair lift, you know. But it's just, you know, Paul. Yeah, I've got a lot of time for Paul. With that man, win, lose or draw, he leaves it all behind. You know what I mean? That's one. He's a game son, so he is. But he's one of the nicest blokes you ever meet. You've got another kid. He's not fighting there. Another one that I know with Lee Spencer. I think they call him Right Sam. He's a good little fighter. You know, and I think he's probably found his forte, like with the bare knuckle. You know what I mean? Because where before he boxed, you know what I mean? It was like, but just, you know, it's like with Kevin. Kevin saying he's probably more geared up for bare knuckle than he is boxing. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, he's making. You know, listen, we've all been, well, to a degree, most of all been punched in the face one time and another with a bare knuckle. One thing it does, it fucking hurts. You know that. They don't think for a minute. I'm not expecting to come out Saturday unscathed. You know what I mean? Because how I fight, I'm not up here. I'm not stick and move. I'm going to come in, let the shots off. You know, I'm going to try and slip in and work. You know, listen, I think I've had 100 and something fights altogether, pro amateur. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And again, it's going to be the best laid plans to mice and men come Saturday. And about just, you know, sometimes I sit here thinking, can't wait for it to be Sunday morning. And let's be honest, we could sit here, you know, I could tell you lies. Just, listen, when I be honest with people, get people being honest. Of course, I'm nervous. Everyone gets nervous before a fight, but you need that. You need that. It gives you that edge. You know, if this bloke's coming over from Norway, thinks he's going to come over and knock me out, tell him not to bother fucking coming. You know what I mean? Because he's got a major problem. You know, I've had all this trouble going on lately. I've got to take out on someone. You know what I mean? And it's what I know of this fellow. He's a nice guy. That's all I need to know. You play the game with me. I'll play the game with you. You want to be, you want to play up. You should pretty much make it to the first bell, mate. You know what I'm saying? You want to go back John Fury. You know, once you get to know me well, you know, you play by the rules. I'll play by the rules, but I tend to bend mine a little bit. You know what I mean? But you know.
Yeah. So in
Before I
terms
lost
of
you
your...
there for a minute.
What's that, sorry?
I lost you there for a minute.
No. So I was just checking the camera. So in terms of your opponent, of course, we spoke about him, Andre Lovli. He fought
Anyway,
Kevin Green.
Don't want to know.
Okay, cool. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about your training camp. I believe your T-shirt is giving it away.
Oh yeah, listen, we do this great boot camp, right, in Future Ventura. We got the next one in January. If anybody wants to jump on board, if you just look up, it's called Future Fit Camp. Go on Instagram. But we got a lovely setup out there. We train over with a gym, Bailey's Gym in Future Ventura. It's the #1 gym. I'm not just saying it. Adam Bailey's gym. All the boys train out there, like Ben Davison's out there quite a bit. But probably be taking Anthony Joshua out there soon because Bowl accounts he's training him. Yeah, by a couple of weeks out there, training with a fella called Butch Goldhawk, good pad man and good fighter. And also Warren Barnes, great. He was a good pro in his day. And we were training there. I just needed to get away for a couple. It wasn't me being flash on anything like it. It was just I had access to the gym. We had a boot camp going on anyway, so I just jumped on it, and it was, it is what it is. I mean, I could have probably trained at home, but it was nice to get away for a couple of weeks, and it was nice just to focus on this fight, and it was, excuse me, it wasn't a lot. There wasn't no play going on there. It was trained twice a day, bit of cardio. As I said before, it's like, look, I'm not 23 anymore, I'm 53. So there's certain things I can't do like when I used to be younger. So honestly, it's just like the Rocky films. You can't do this one. You can't do this, but I can do that. I can do this, but I can't do that. And it's just, I'm fit and I've trained hard and I'm just ready. I'm just ready to go. I've got, what have I got? 5 training sessions left because I normally train twice a day. So even now, I haven't trained tonight because I'm doing this. But it'd be like, I train early morning. I'm up when everybody's in bed. And I'm up at 5, normally at the gym at 5. I like to get done early. And then I'll do my little bit of cardio. And then I'll do my cardio stuff of an evening. You know what I mean? And I'll probably finish up on Thursday. Might be Thursday, I'm even Friday morning. And then it'll be all put to bed. My bag will be packed. I'll be ready to go. And that's how it's going to be. So, and then we get Saturday night out of the way and, and just see what next week brings, you know what I'm saying?
That's going to be fantastic. I'm going to keep it very short for you now. I want to talk about your book. Of course, your book was it was written in dedication to your daughter. So I do want to speak about your book. Let's go.
Yeah.
We'll also have a link as well.
Yeah. But, listen, it's, we had 2 books come out. One was called Out the Shadows, and then the other one's called Into the Light. So if you read them, it's not like my kind of life. Just basically, I fucked everything up, really. My life's been a bit of a roller coaster. And again, mostly to do with me. I'm never going to blame anybody. But then obviously this book here, I mean, I'm not just saying it's got there's some story. Do you know what? I'm not really read most of it. I'm looking at it there. Nick Manners. He's from the great fighter from Leeds. You've got all people I've worked with, like Ricky Hatton he's done a great story, like Mark Tibbs, like Johnny Greaves, I'm just trying to think of all the people, and there's so many different people there. Michael Pass, he used to be the compare for the big shows, Bob Longhurst, there's so many people in there, like Coogan Cassius, he's done a chapter, Steve Lillis, Barry Jones, there's so many people in here that, obviously there's friends of mine and things like that, but they get to tell their stories, good and bad. You know what I mean? Like, I said before, all jokes aside, when you spoke to me yesterday, you were told that, before I was a bit of a bully or whatever. Yeah, okay, listen, I have to hold my hands up. Yeah, I was. And then things change. And this book kind of gives people their version of me, how they met me, what they heard of me. Some good, like Ricky Grover. I don't even remember Ricky Grover. He'd been in EastEnders, done a film called Big Fat Gypsy Gangster. And it was, he's done the forward now. He was a good fighter, he was. And it's just funny how they heard of me, and then just life changes. And it's like, I'm asking for a second chance, so I want people to, I don't want to feel sorry to me. But then I think if you don't evolve as you get older, you get left behind, don't you? And it's me. I was quite a Neanderthal. I was a proper bit of a caveman. Then obviously, Bella come along, and I see that in people. I see having children is a big equaliser in life. You know what I mean? You can see there, and when you talk to people, when they mention, I could look at someone and go, this fella ain't really my cup of tea. But then all of a sudden they start talking about their kids, and it can't, boom, it just kind of, to me, people are going to probably think I'm talking about my arse, but I look at people in a different light then, because I just think to bring up kids and be a dad, that's a special thing to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm gifted. Probably the best thing I've ever done in my life is my daughter. She's turned into a fantastic girl. And I've got a good friend of mine called B, like Bryn. He said to me once, and the nicest thing, don't matter about fighting, winning world titles or whatever, that he said, Dom, I've seen you bring that girl up, you know what I mean? And you're a good dad. And that's probably the nicest thing I've ever been told. Don't care about anything else. You know what I mean? It was, and the other thing I've got to say, I was very lucky enough. I was actually there when she was born. And it doesn't matter about what's happening between me and Bella's mum. That's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? So, but it's just, it's just mad, ain't it, mate? It's just mad. But I'm forever gifted to Annabella. You saved my life. You made your dad a better man. And I appreciate some people still don't like me, and I don't expect them to. And if that's the case, I don't give a fuck about them. But my daughter made me a better person, and that's all I can say. So.
I don't know if someone's cutting onions, because I'm about to cry after hearing that.
But it's nice to talk like this, mate.
Yeah.
I said, like we're talking, people, things have changed. You know what I mean? don't get me wrong, I'm still that person I have to be, because that's life. It's survival of the fittest. It's the jungle out there, and I've got big fucking teeth. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't want to be that person anymore. But just don't brace me. Don't come near me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You won't hear from me. You rattle my cage. Same thing you rattle people's cages. You only got to find the right kind of, the right buttons to press. You can make mice into lions. You know what I mean? And that's what I found. And it's, I'm just quite lucky, really, that, listen, by the time I was 30, I thought I'd be dead or in prison. And it's been a godsend that there come 32, my daughter come along and just changed the whole script. Then the bit that makes me laugh now, and if you're being honest, when you have kids, things change. I worry every day now. When I don't give a fuck about anything. When I was on my own now, I hope she's all right. Blah, blah, you know what I mean? It just changed. I'll probably die of an heart attack, worried sick, worried about her, you know what I mean?
But yeah, Dom, thank you so much. I am going to catch you up on Saturday morning before the weigh-in. I'm going to catch you. And, I might be with you and Kevin for the entire day and during fight night as well.
Right,
but before we go, do you want to give maybe a shout out to anyone? And also, what are we expecting from you in short words on Saturday night?
It's going to be a win. It's going to be a win. That's all you need to know. Shout out, obviously, to my daughter. Listen, I've got a list of sponsors that I'll doing properly on. So I've got my t-shirts where I don't want to all of a sudden start saying sponsors and forget one, because everyone gets the ump, and but there's a list of sponsors that have been so good to me. You know what I mean? That I was lucky enough to be out. They paid for me to go away. They knew I was getting in a bit of a bad place, so they just go out and train. You know what I mean? Do we worry about things next week? But I'm forever gifted to people around me. You know what I mean? Like my family. I've got a good girl around me now, Joanna. She, she's good. She's part of me. I said to her, be patient, because this ain't going to be good for the next couple of weeks. She ain't come to fight. She's been banned. My daughter won't be coming. She's been told not to come. But anyway, did I say my hype drink?
You have, yeah. You know, tell us a bit about it.
It's like I met a fellow over in Saudi, Malik, his name is, and this drink. I've got to say, it's probably not just saying it's one of the best energy drinks. I'm not you see, I'm not selling. I don't have to, but it's probably one of the best energy. I'm looking. It's all right. Well, I've got watermelon, and it's sugar free, but it's one of the best drinks I've ever had. I've got. He give me a few to try, and if, I'm not just saying if I thought it was shit, I wouldn't be drinking it. You know, but this stuff's really good. Right, but. Yeah, and I'll try it. They'll be out on sale soon. They're doing a big marketing thing now. But yeah, try it. I mean, hype, extra energy. Am I going to do an advertising or something?
You might as well, honestly. I think it's easy.
Cracky on which I'll have to do when I'm Wellington boots. But brilliant, Mr. Mo. Just thanks for your time, mate. I really appreciate it. You know, you made me laugh today, and I'm just glad you've got to see me in a completely different light, man. And that's why I thank you for your time, because, as I said before, I know you got kind of warned off a few years ago, you know what I mean? So, but it's always someone that upset me anyway, you know what I mean? Probably still owe me money. Brilliant, mate, brilliant.
And that's an interview wrapped with Dominic Negus, and we will see Dominic live on Saturday at Indigo to every single description of pay-per-view will be in the description below. Thank you so much, Dominic. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mo. God bless. See you Saturday, mate. Thank you, brother.